Hey guys, it's Michael with Mealy Marine. Today I'm going to be going over my electrical tool bag that I carry with me on jobs and when I'm working on the boats. And maybe this will give you some ideas, some tools that you guys might want to carry along with you for emergency situations. And if you guys have any tool recommendations, I love buying tools. Leave them down in the comments below. I think tools are pretty cool. So we'll start on the front here and then work our way in and then to the back. And I will link down below part numbers so that I don't spend half the video telling you what each part number of these are. So what I just bought recently is these Nipex scissors. They're really nice. I wish they were a little bit bigger. They're kind of tight on my hands, but they're very nice. They cut, I believe, up to 8 gauge or 10 gauge wire right there, and then they're extremely sharp to cut heat shrink, anything else. And they come with this sheath, and both me and my dad really like these a lot. Really nice. Moving along, I have 12 gauge and 14 gauge black wire to run grounds and short little jumper cables. And then this is Velcro tie wraps, and we use these when we're running wires up the trolling motor shaft. It's a little bit safer because you can crank down on a zip tie and damage a wire, where this is nice and snug and pretty water resistant, doesn't smell, and I think it's an actually cleaner look. Moving along here, same thing with red wire, white Velcro zip ties, and then we have this 3M dual lock. It's really nice, it has an adhesive on the back side. I don't know if you can see that. Adhesive on the back side and then Velcro on the front, and the stuff is extremely strong. And we use this to secure like fuse blocks and other things where there's not really an area for you to screw down on some of the bow areas of the boats. There's just not enough room for you to like put a screw in. So we use that, and then you're able to like actually pull it out and work on it and then put it back. It won't move. The stuff is extremely strong. So it's good stuff. So then we have everybody's got to have like a blade, a razor blade. Then on the side here I keep my electrical tape, different colors to mark wires, and then black, of course. Then we have my zip ties, little short, small guys, 4 inch, 5 inch, maybe 6 inch. Then these are like the 8 to 10 inch. This is the one that I use the most. My dad's a lot more particular about his zip ties. I don't really care, but these work very nice, just Harbor Freight special. So going inside the bag, we're going to start on this front row. I have these snap-on wire multi-tool pliers, and these are really nice. I don't know if they're worth the money. You can strip wire, you can cut wire, and then you can crimp. I only use these to crimp connectors. That's a good size. I wish they were a little bit longer so you could get some more leverage. But what's nice with snap-on, guys, is that it's warranty, and the guy comes and changes it out. So it's one of the main reasons why I have them. Now these are probably my favorite tools, hand tools that I use every day. And these are the Klein wire multi-tools. I don't know part number, but I'll leave a link down below. These things are extremely popular with electricians. The yellow is 20 gauge up to 10 gauge, and then the red is 12 gauge up to 6 gauge. They strip wire, they can cut bolts, they do all sorts of things. And I use these to cut wire, strip wire, and you can use them to crimp, but I prefer using the snap-on one because the snap-on one actually has bare and insulated crimp. So these are my favorite tools to use. Now going on to something extremely important, guys. If there's one takeaway from this video, is to flush cut all your zip ties. You can actually hurt somebody really bad if you leave a sharp zip tie. You can send them to the hospital with stitches. I know you guys might think I'm exaggerating. I know somebody personally that had to go get stitches because he cut from here to here with a non-flush cut zip tie. So I have a pair of snap-ons. These are maybe 6 inches, I don't know. And they're spring loaded. Like I said, what's nice is when they get dull, I just hand them to the guy and he gives me new ones. I wish they were longer. These are the biggest ones they make now, and you just don't get enough leverage to cut this size zip tie. Like, you actually have to put quite a bit of force on them to cut them, right? So those have been kind of demoted. My favorite ones I have now are these Icon ones from Harbor Freight. I think $45 maybe. And these are really, really nice. They're not spring loaded, but man, these things are super sharp, and you get the leverage from the larger handle. So these are my go-to flush cuts. We only use our flush cuts to cut zip ties because you can really dull them real quick. And like I said, it's extremely important to have nice flush cut zip ties. So the way to ensure that is to have a sharp flush cut. I also have a small little snap-on guy. Don't really use him very much. And I have a Klein tools one, and I use this to cut wire. These have been doled up, and use these to kind of cut things that I don't want to use with the other ones. Moving along here, these are my dad's preferred wire strippers. These are like the multi-in-one by Klein tools. They're nice, maybe a little bit quicker. I just have a hard time lining them up. I think I'm a little dyslexic as I'm getting older because I have a hard time lining them up. So that's that. Keep that in my bag. Then a tool that I don't ever use, but I have it in my tool bag, is these snap-on wire strippers. And instead of being like these where you strip like this, with these snap-on ones you strip like this, you pull on it. So if you're in a tight area, these might work. It's 8 gauge or 6 gauge up to 12 gauge. Don't ever use them. One of my next favorite tools here is this Johnner tool. You use this to cut the sleeving off of the wires. So I have this black wire here. You lift this up, you set the height, you close it, go around a couple times, off you go. But it takes a little bit of time to set the right height, and it's good like that. But we use these to cut larger wires, like 4 gauge, 6 gauge, 8 gauge. That's what you use these for. Super nice tool. Then I just have a simple snap-on plier set, some needle nose, you know, just some regular old pliers. These are 3-position, so extra wide, regular, and then closed. And then just a pair of dikes to cut these. We cut wire with these. Then a bottle opener with a cork opener. Got that. And then we got some string. You gotta have some string in your boat, guys. You never know what you need some string for. Then we got a couple pairs of scissors. These are probably just gonna get tossed because I have these now, but still good to have. Just picked these up from Harbor Freight. These are wire cutters, and obviously for some bigger gauge battery cable wires. These were fairly cheap, maybe $25 from Harbor Freight, and nice and sharp. So those are good. I have a Cobalt multi-screw, so this one's ratcheting. And then all the bits are on the back. Of course, I'm missing some, but it's a good multi-screwdriver to have, and use it a lot. I have a little spatula blade scraper. Never know when you're gonna need one of those. And then I have a really cheap, that's gonna be upgraded soon, soldering iron. Solder some wires together, get a good connection. Yeah, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And then last thing I have on this side is I have a couple wrenches. You know, take bolts and screws out nuts. So that's that on that side. We'll kind of go around. On this side I keep some Sharpies, a blade, and then a drill bit that I'm going to use for that day. I just haven't taken this one out. Going to the back side, there's a zipper up here that I don't have anything in. It's kind of useless. Maybe put some paperwork, some documents. Then I have my drill bit set, or my drill bits, and then my bit set. Both Milwaukee, good stuff. These are really nice drill bits to carry around. We own a machine shop and I still carry these around. These are nice. They're titanium, I believe, and good stuff. You know, Cobalt. These are Cobalt. I'm sorry. Cobalt's good stuff. Titanium's good for fiberglass work. I don't think it really matters. And then a bit set. This is a great little set. I think I got this for like 25-30 bucks, and I use pretty much all of these. I did break one, but it is what it is. You're gonna break drill bits. So that's that. Then I got a cheap wire snake. Pretty self-explanatory. And then something I just picked up is I picked up this fluke meter. It's a 117, and the reason why I decided to go with this one is it has a setting on here that's auto V, low LOZ, and what this can do is it can reset the lithium batteries. So after a lithium battery goes below a certain voltage, you just can put it on this setting, touch it down, and it'll actually reset the board so that you can start charging the battery again. So that's why I got this set, and been very happy with it. Then in the front pouch here, some stickers, and then a little screwdriver set. Right, nothing much going on there. And then on the side, tape measure. I like this type of tape measure, the one where it stays out and you bring it back in. Then I got some like lead connectors to test things, Loctite, and then stuff to solder with. But yeah, guys, that's my bag that I carry around. There's some other things that I attached to the bottom of it, which I'll do in a separate video. But like I said, guys, if you guys have any tool recommendations, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And then there will be links for all these tools either on Amazon or wherever. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.